Oh, Japan, where do I even start? Um, so I went in with a lot of stereotypical assumptions about the country and the people. Um, as a bit of an anime nerd, so I suspected somehow going in that I would see like sakura blossoms flowing everywhere and have people running like those ninjas, and that it would be super ridiculous. And because Japan can get a pretty um, stereotypical image in media. But then when I got there, it was typhoon season. It was April, and Japan gets rainy during those times. And so I got there, and it was dark, and it rained every day, and I didn't have a proper kappa, which is like a raincoat, and so I was soaked. And me and my friend that I were with, we would have to toss our clothes in the dryer every day when we got back to the apartment, and it stayed that way for months. The first city that I lived in, it was just gray all the time. And I was looking forward to that because I'd grown up in Tennessee, which is a super green and rainy place. But it kind of got to me a little bit, the never seeing the sun for weeks, and I kind of struggled with that a bit. And I didn't understand the language, but the people were amazingly nice. Like, I heard going in that people were nice and that people were super polite, but I had no idea just how kind they were. People were really patient. They get really excited when they see someone who's genuinely trying to understand the language, and they're quick to help. So yeah, my first impression was that it was rainy, it was wet, but the people were just really nice. There's a lot of another thing that first surprised me about the place was there was a lot of cutesy little things. They would put little animal characters on tops of pens, and they would attach them to backpacks, and so it seemed like a kind of fun contrast, kind of an interesting difference that you would have such a gray and seemingly oppressive environment, and yet the people just wore this super bright things on their clothes. So that was really cool. Kind of showed that people, just because you live somewhere that to me would seem really sad, it's your home still, and it kind of woke my brain up to as, whoa, not everyone's like me, kind of thing, if that makes sense. It was really green. When the sun did shine, it was all green. I happened to get there right as the first cherry blossoms were dying out, and so that was gorgeous. There are a lot more shrines laying around than I would have expected. You walk down a road and you'll have these old traditional houses right next to these new ones, and you'll have shrines off in the distance, and it feels a lot like you've entered another world. You've got mist clinging to the hills and rolling off like something in a fantasy story. And there are a lot of telephone wires crisscrossing the air above you, and it just looked completely different. And yeah, it's pretty much another world.